In this video, we're going to look at 5 leadership lessons that we can take away from the late Chadwick Boseman's life. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Ndumi, and I help aspiring leaders grow in influence and in leadership through leadership training. In this video, we will take 5 reflections of the life of the late Chadwick Boseman, whom we all remember as Black Panther. He tragically lost the battle to colon cancer. However, his legacy lives on, and today we're going to look at 5 leadership lessons we can pick out from the life of the late Chadwick Boseman. Let's get straight into the video. Number 1, we learned that the world needs inspirational and iconic leaders. Chadwick Boseman became a cultural iconic icon whose influence cut across race, culture, and even nationality. The characters that he played were bigger than life and reflected in us a yearning and a desire for greatness. If we look at the work that he's most famous for, Black Panther, he brought to life an African character, a black character, who not only was powerful and strong, but also had wisdom, insight, all the things that typical black characters did not have up to this time. He also played the late Jackie Robinson, who in himself cut through many racial and cultural divides to reach the success that he did, as well as James Brown, who is an iconic figure whose music still resonates with us today. Chadwick Boseman, through his acting, challenged the way that we thought, the way that we felt, and eventually the way that we acted by the way he brought out the best in these iconic characters. Who would have thought that a movie about a man dressed up in a suit as a panther would change the minds, the hearts, and aspirations for black people all over the world? Not only is the character iconic, but the way Boseman played the character reached and touched the hearts of millions of people worldwide. People needed leadership. People needed the motivation and aspiration to reach for something much greater and bigger for themselves. He made us aspire to a black-run civilization where black people could be empowered and encouraged and strengthened to be strong in their gifts. Number 2, he taught us the power of why. After his passing, it has only come out now that his motivation to affect a generation came from something much greater than his own. SirusFM did an interview with him where he revealed that part of his motivation for getting Black Panther to be the best character he could be was because of children that were dying of cancer. We didn't know at the time that he was facing the same affliction himself. This shows that his motivation was more than just making money and being big in the box office. He wanted to help these children who probably wouldn't even live to see their 18th birthday, see a strong black character and who they can get that courage from as they fought cancer. Boseman's why drove him to make the best of this character, best of the opportunity that he was given, not just for himself, but for others. Here's a snippet of that video.
All of it's been very personal, just watching the kids. There are two little kids, Ian and Taylor, who recently passed from cancer. And throughout our filming, I was communicating with them, knowing that they were both terminal. And what they said to me is, and their parents said, they're trying to hold on till this movie comes. And to a certain degree, you hear them say that and you're like wow. And so it put me back in the mind of being a kid, just to experience those 2 little boys, anticipation of this movie. And when I found out that they yeah, it means a lot.
The leadership lesson here is that you have to find your why, something deeper than just the surface level, something deeper that'll make you create your best work and do the best things that you can for the advancement of society as a whole. Boseman had a bigger why than we even knew and understood at the time. And maybe that is why he's become such an iconic actor who has left an indelible mark in acting, in culture, and in the world today. Number 3, leaders don't take their private battles public. Before I start, yes, it's okay to be vulnerable and to share some of the struggles that you have as a leader, because that inspires people by showing people that you're not perfect and to show that you understand what it's like to deal with real life and to deal with reality and the battles thereof. However, there's a limit to that. Leaders don't want pity, they don't want sympathy, they want to get the job done. Boseman, through the past 4 years of his battle with cancer, didn't air this out to the public. He kept it to himself and to his family members. Maybe he didn't want his private afflictions to reflect on the legacy that he wanted to leave as an actor. Maybe he didn't want to be stereotyped as the cancer-ridden actor or the actor dealing with cancer and have that overshadow the work that he was doing. He thought about the greater good and the greatest impact for the work that he has made. He took this so seriously that when social media posts of him having lost weight came out and he was accused of so many things, he did not even want to defend himself. That is the true mark of a leader. He believed so much in his path, the thing that he was doing, and the direction that he was heading, that he didn't need to justify himself. He didn't feel the need to reveal what he was going through just for people to leave him alone on social media.
Gotcha. I noticed that you were slimmer though. Was that on purpose? Did you drop some weight from, all of your Black Panther?
From Black Panther. Yeah. I didn't want to be Black Panther.
Yeah. Purposely, like for real, you were like,
I didn't want to be Black Panther.
Yeah. So you were just like, I'm gonna drop some. What did you do to lose the weight?
Ryan.
Chasing you. I was chasing him.
He could have easily vindicated himself. He could have easily shared and come out then with the things that he was struggling with, but he chose not to. And while I don't want to assume why he didn't do that, I can draw from what we've seen that he was a big leader and he wanted to push the work forward. He didn't want the attention to be on himself, but rather be on the impact and change that he created. For you as a leader, sometimes there's some crosses that you have to bear by yourself, some pains that you'll have to withstand and not feel the need to justify yourself, and to be okay with the fact that you might be misunderstood. It is the path that many leaders should take by themselves. If you're not willing to pay the cost of being misunderstood and not having people fully understand and see where you're coming from, then you might not be able to affect the change that you desire. Number 4, we see the value of good friends and partners. They say, show me your 5 closest friends and I can tell you your character. In this day and age, to think that he could have secretly been battling cancer without someone having leaked his story or have told the public or the press about what he's going through is actually mind-boggling. Most people want to get famous by sharing other people's bad news, but the circle around Chadwick Boseman was so tight and so strong that these rumors never came out. His friends must have known, his family must have known of the battles that he was facing, and yet they never spilled the beans. This is a serious leadership lesson that we all need to learn, that we need to surround ourselves by people whom we can trust fully, people who have our best interests at heart, and people who care about our lives. When we have a team like this around us, we are strengthened, we are comforted, and we know that our work is not in vain. So we need to ask ourselves 2 questions. 1, are you a friend like that? Are you a friend who can be told things in confidence, who can keep a secret for 4 years, who can, even when there is social media backlash and things are coming against your friend, not be tempted to vindicate him on his behalf in the public sphere? You need to be a friend who can hold strong, who can hold tough, a business partner who can be there when the chips are down. And then secondly, do you have friends like that? Do you have friends who you know you can call on, who can keep your secrets, who can hold you down in the moments where you need them the most? Hats off to the friends and family of Chadwick Boseman, who've been a good example of what true friendship and true love is in a time of sensationalism and hype. And leadership lesson number 5, it's not about you. We've seen in the interviews time and time again how he didn't want all the attention to be on himself. He would share the spotlight with his co-workers. He would share the spotlight with other people and different causes. He realized that what he was going through, what he was doing, the work that he was set out to do was not for him, but for other people's good. If you want to be a leader, you need to realize that it's not about you. It's about the mission, it's about the goal, it's about the outcome, it's about the lives changed and the things that you want to see happen in this world come to reality. He didn't want to get distracted from the legacy that he was trying to build. He didn't want to let his illness distract him from the things that he did. The films that he has released in the last 4 years are so powerful and so iconic, And this is the best work we've seen because he didn't want to make his life the center of everything. He realized that it was not about him. As a leader, this is very hard to come to terms with, but it's really not about you. It's about the mission, it's about the goal. And Chadwick, he achieved that goal and he has the whole world talking about him. Question of the day. Please share below how Chadwick Boseman's life has affected your life and how the characters that he has brought to life have changed your life. It's hard when the world loses iconic leaders who have shaped culture and the way that we see and view the world. He truly was one of the greats, and he will be missed, and his work will live on, and his legacy will continue. And it's up to each and every one of us to find where we resonated with his journey, to pick up the baton and to run and push that legacy, to see the things that he desired come to life in our own lives personally and in the lives of those around us. He will be missed.